Well, it's that time of year when fresh vegetables are in season again. So here to show us 2 delicious spring side dishes that can round out any meal, food expert Julie Miguel. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. So it's that time of year. The weather has finally warmed up, and now farmers markets are starting to open up. These beautiful vegetables are starting to appear.
And we have to take advantage.
Yes, absolutely. So buy whatever you can find. That's what I say. Like, honestly, like when you think of spring, you think of asparagus and carrots and everything. And the great thing about these vegetables is that they're very young, flavorful, tender, they're delicious. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a simple slaw today, and I'm just gonna show you quickly how to cut a vegetable into matchsticks.
Well, exactly, because what the goal here is to cut them to look approximately the same shape and size, and they all look different to start, so it'll be interesting.
So this is a longer vegetable, this is how you'd wanna cut it. So cut it into the length that you want, and then just to keep things safe, I always cut a flat edge on the vegetable, just so it doesn't roll around, right? And then you wanna cut. I do about
I'm glad you're doing this part because I've got so many scars on my fingers from doing this wrong. Oh, yes.
So 1/8 of an inch thick is what I usually go for.
Okay. And go slowly, right? If you're not used to knives like this,
absolutely,
please go very
be safe.
slowly.
Make sure your knife is sharp. Make sure you cut a flat edge so it doesn't roll over. But there you go. There you have it.
Fantastic.
And then...
Okay, now if all we're doing is cutting them into the same shape, then it's just fruit on it's vegetables on a plate. But in order to make it a slaw, we need some sort of dressing, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I was hoping you could make that actually.
Of course I can.
So this dressing is really fresh and really makes the vegetables pop. We've got lemon, so you can squeeze the lemon in there.
All right.
Yep. And then we've got some maple syrup for some sweetness. Okay. We've got some Dijon mustard and the mint to like really make it pop, make these vegetables really brighten up.
All ingredients I love.
Yes, good. And the thing with the mint, if you don't like it, you can add another herb that you like. You can add cilantro.
All of this?
Yes, that's 2 tablespoons there. Yeah, so if you don't, we're only lightly dressing these vegetables because they're so flavorful.
Of course.
So we don't have to put.
It's just going to highlight what's there.
Yes.
Okay, so there we got that. How much of the Dijon?
Dijon, only 1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon.
Yeah. So I'll add these on there.
Okay. This is great. Okay. Now what do we have here? Mint?
Yes, that's
all
mint.
of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mint is just like fantastic. It'll
and then
really
pinches of salt and pepper.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing that.
No problem.
Okay, and mix it up. And then you want to taste your dressing just to make sure you have enough salt, enough acidity in there. It's really preference. Go ahead.
Okay.
And then we're just going to pour it over the slaw. And the great thing about this is you can make it 2 days in advance. Just keep the slaw and the dressing separate.
Okay.
And then dress it as you like.
That's right. Okay, so let's try this.
Good? You can get the sweetness of the maple syrup.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good. Yeah.
So I'm going to just dump that on there. There you have it.
That's fantastic. Okay, so then we mix that together.
Yeah.
Can I taste it?
Yeah, you definitely
I want to taste that. Oh, the lemon is really great in that.
Just looks pretty.
Okay, so let me just go in here and get some of that.
Good, right?
It's great. Tell me if you let that sit in the dressing for a little bit.
Yes, it absolutely.
Flavors will marry a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you want to make it like half an hour before your guests come, and the flavor will really get into those vegetables, it's delicious. And then I have another recipe for this too.
With these same vegetables?
With these same vegetables.
Show me.
The only thing I've added is potato, because it's a fried recipe.
Oh,
and,
2 of my favorite things,
right?
fried
potatoes, right? Like, how could you not? So, and I've added a really special ingredient. It's sea asparagus. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have never heard of this. You showed it to me right before we went on air. This is amazing.
Yeah, so you'll find these in your farmer's market or a specialty market. They grow in salty marshes and on beaches on the east and west coast. They just add a saltiness to dishes. They're like a briny
amazing.
vegetable. So good, right? So they're good raw.
Yeah.
But if you fry them, they're like crazy addictive.
Really, huh?
So these are all the same vegetables, except I've added the potato and the sea asparagus.
Did we do the potatoes separately? Is that
you can do them all at once.
Okay.
Yeah. We just, because of timing and everything, we wanted to make sure we showed you guys everything.
All right.
And the thing, too, is just to take note is the beets and the less starchy vegetables won't get super crispy like a potato will.
Okay. Yeah. And how long, in what kind of oil? And at what temperature?
Okay, so about 340 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a thermometer, which a lot of people don't, you can throw a vegetable in and see if it sizzles and floats. And if it does do that, then you're ready. And you do your first batch, and you do it so that it gets super crispy. So you want to do small batches.
All right, and when this comes out, you let it sit here. Yep. And then what we're looking at?
Smoky, right? I call them smoky. And what gives them their smoky flavor is the smoked sea salt.
The smoked sea salt, this one here.
Yes, but you want to be careful how much salt you add if you are using the sea asparagus because
just a little bit.
It is salty, yes.
So
and if you can find smoked sea salt, my little trick is smoked paprika and sea salt.
Smart.
Mixed together.
Can I try this one over here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, let's try this. That's a winner.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, find these recipes on yourmorning.ca.